Folks, how are you all? Hold on just one second. Let me alter this a little bit. There we go. How are y'all doing tonight? Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Psychic RoundTable. Now, tonight, the guest lineup has changed a little bit. Miss Sheena will not be with us because she has a Reiki appointment, so yay her. Awesome prosperity vibes. And everybody else is running late. So don't worry, I was running late too. Man, the tech just does not want to work today. So, tech gremlins. Anywho's. So, how y'all doing? I know we're coming up on the flower moon, and that's going to be a lot of fun for everybody. I do apologize if my voice sounds a little funky. I picked up something over the weekend. It wasn't really huge and terrible, but I tell you what, it was yucky. So I hope y'all are staying out there and staying healthy and safe. Let's see. I went to, the family, my hubby and Webster and I, we all went to the Spirit Seeker Psychic Fair, which is absolutely awesome. This time it is run by Stevie Lang, which you guys saw on the Tuesday night talks, and she did a phenomenal job there. I really liked the vibe. Everybody was pretty cool, and my kiddo just loved climbing all the different levels because it's got 3. It's got the downstairs, the basement, and the mid, and then the upper level. And she was really neat. She put all the speakers on the upper level. By the way, they do have an elevator, so don't worry about that. Spirit Seekers is done normally twice a year, so I'm looking forward to the fall one. And then I also attended the Energy Elevation out in Boone, and that was a really fun place. I met a lot of really cool people. Let's see. AngelLynn was there, of course, so we had to stop by and see her. And then a couple other people. There was a lady, she was really nice to Wub, and her name's escaping me, but she's amazing. And so hopefully, I can do more business with her. She was a reader, and then she did Reiki and everything else like that. Older lady, absolutely awesome. I believe her name was Tammy. Unfortunately, I did not get her business card. I apologize. Anyway, but she's amazing, and yeah, had a lot of amazing people there. Oh, also Klein & Co., and they will be at the Season of Souls October-November fair. And let's see if I can get this to cooperate. There we go. Yep, I bought these lovely earrings off of them. They are absolutely wonderful. The only problem is they have a lot of jewelry that I really like. I just don't have the budget for it, but it's going to be so much fun. I've got another pair of earrings on order that is super pretty, which reminds me, I still need to figure out how much I still owe Resin by Rose. But I have contacted her, so she's got to contact me back. I'm not sure how much I owe her, but I still have a really big, pretty earrings on hold. Anyways, let's see what else. So Mother's Day event coming up this weekend is Matriarchy Magic. And yes, that was named by Dennis. He is the one that came up with the title because my brain was just like, Murr. I can come up with the events, but I always have a lot of trouble naming them, and I don't know why. It's just like, So Matriarchy Magic will be happening this Saturday, Sunday, but the biggest day is going to be Saturday, and we're going to have Satai, our tarot reader, Dowser, and then also, and witch. She is a witch. Well, they are a witch. Sorry. And then we're going to have AngelLynn out there. Who, hold on, I think she's messaging me now. Okay. There we go. And then, boop, there we go. Anyways, we're going to have AngelLynn as well as Katie Walker. Okay, I'm sorry. Dennis is joining me right now, and damn it, Dennis, why do you always do this?
You asked me to come on.
Karaoke Quixote? What the heck?
Kira Quixote.
Okay.
It's a name given to me by my people who crash landed on this planet in the lush tropical Arizona climate millions of years ago.
Did I mention that he just edited the My Trip to Roswell article for Celestial Imprints magazine? Yeah. So he knows all these cool facts now. But at the same time, I don't think there was any crash landing in Arizona, but honestly, I could be wrong on that.
I said millions of years ago, not decades. This would be before you feeble humans went and cancerified this whole planet. If that is what you call these things.
So, Dennis, how we doing there, homie? Shouldn't you change your background if you're going to say this to like an alien spaceship thing?
I could, but I mean, I'm sitting in the living room, ergo, I'm comfortable and I don't really feel like going to the spaceship.
Okay.
Anyway.
I was going to say, all right, everybody's having trouble getting in. But I was having trouble getting the video to work and everything. I was having problems upstairs with the computer too. So it's just one of those deals. Tech gremlins.
Yeah, I was actually having problems downstairs with the picular as well.
Yeah. Okay. Fun.
You'd think we were in a Mercury retrograde or something.
We're not,
like
though.
that.
Oddly enough, we are not.
Give it a couple days. They start up like every 2 or 3 days, right?
Yeah. Well, every few months, but yeah. I think we get like 3 a year, 2 to 3 a year.
Fair enough. And actually, I think you're right on that one. And to the two people that have tuned in to watch us, welcome. Woo! This is easily one of the weirdest shows you will ever watch. And I come up with some of the just most excellent questions.
Okay. Yes, you do.
So, all right. So, honey.
Yeah.
Who would win in a fight? You know, cryptids, right?
Yeah.
Who would win in a fight? The Megatherium or the Mothman?
I know. Tough call, dude. Tough call. But you are probably going to have to come over and chill out on this side of
And she has actually, yep. And she said, I'm going to have to go over there. There's a good chance I have to come over here, or she might have to come over here and join me in the living room. Weird. I don't know exactly what happened. Yeah. 1 second, folks. Anyway, so to continue on with this crazy live stream that we're currently doing, folks, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I am fairly an open book. I can tell you that I'm a Gemini. My birthday's in a couple of weeks. Alicia's birthday was last week. And let's see, I am definitely a dog person. You know, I love Shih Tzus. They go great with a hollandaise sauce. And it is, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to try and answer them. I promise you, bad jokes are not my only contribution to the show. I mean, truth be told, I did make a good chunk of the media assets for the show as well, like this, as you see right here. And we can also do a very flowery overlay. I mean, or pumpkin patch, or astrology. I know. And this one tonight simply meant to be open lines. And so if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I'm actually going to do this real quick so we can maybe figure out what's possibly happening, see if there's anything that can actually be solved. All right. Please give me a moment. It's amazing what can be done in 30 seconds. And I can lose a viewer. We are down to one person in the audience. That one person in the audience, if you have a question, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer it. Hopefully AngelLynn, Earl, and somebody else will join us soon. Let's see here. I'm gonna. No, I don't. Oh, that's full screen. No, not quite. Here we go. I mean, I went through the hassle of making. the damn thing. Let's at least show it. And so, and I mean, in other spiritual news today, I guess a new pope was elected. Me not being Catholic, it doesn't really bother me one way or the other. And yeah, no, I swear this is probably the most epic flame out in history. But as we used to say when I was in college, because I have a theater arts degree, the show must go on. And so I will ask the question of, what do you believe? What do you have a question about? What would you like to find out? Because otherwise I can go, I can find ways to fill this, and I think you would much rather I not do that. But, I mean, not to brag too much, because I'm also a bit of a history buff. When it comes to like Chinese zodiac, my wife is far more versed in the Chinese zodiac. I am actually good at figuring out what the year was. I can actually go back into the BCs to figure out what year it was. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that I know exactly when the Lunar New Year was that year. I couldn't tell you, 325 BC, what day the Lunar New Year was, but I could certainly tell you. Give me 1 second. 325 BC, because 0 BC was the year of the monkey. Go back another 300 years, another 300 years, that's year of the monkey. And then going back another 24 years, it's actually the year of the monkey. And so from there, go back one more year, it is actually the year of the sheep. 325 BC was the year of the sheep. And not gonna lie, I get there by math. So that's how I'm able to do it. I'm not a savant. I actually have to think. I have to actually take a second to figure it out and do the math. And so, I mean, prime example, because there are some things I've looked up, especially being a history buff. In fact, let's go ahead and I'm going to pull this like so. Get rid of that. And now I'm going to do this. And we're going to do this. Share screen. Hey, Ishika. It's going. It's frankly, it's going. So it has actually been a little bit of a fecal show. And yep, there we go. And yep. So going to since we are actually talking, I mentioned earlier there's a new pope. Let's look up Galileo Galilei. All right. So February 15th, 1564. Of course, he's got one of those birthdays. Great, right? Anyway. So I can tell you with certainty, going back, all right, as far as Chinese zodiac goes, a lot of people know that there are the 12 years, the 12 animals. All right, that's 12 years. A lot of people don't realize that there is a, let me unshare that. Or at least help. Yeah, because you're also now seeing what I'm seeing. All right. I'm going to remove that real quick. Doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, so the Chinese zodiac, it has the 12 animals. Everybody knows about the 12 animals. There is also the 5 elements. Also, from what I read in the terms, you have the 12 earthly branch, or it's like you have the 12 earthly branches and the 5 heavenly stems. And so, or the 5 elements, as I like to describe it, because you have in this order, because metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. Those 5. And then you can actually break down which element it is per year, because it goes every 2 years. So every decade, the elements reset. And then 5 times 12, that means the Chinese zodiac is actually a 60-year cycle. And we technically started a whole new one in 2020. Remember how fun 2020 was? Oh, yeah. It's, more fun than a sandpaper dildo, let me tell you. And my wife probably heard me say that. She'll deal with it later. Anyway, so with all that said, this year, it is currently the year of the wood snake. So next year will be the year of the fire horse. And I met quite a few fire horses over the years. So, but back to Galileo here. February 15th, obviously in Aquarius, but 1564. So, we'll go back to the year 2000. Everybody remember that the year 2000 was the year of the dragon, okay? And so, using the math as I've mentioned, go back 300 years, that's 1700. So, 1700, year of the dragon. Go back another 100 years, in which that's going to be year of the rat, because that first trio is always going to be every 4 years, which 100 is actually divisible by 4. So therefore, year 1600 was the year of the rat. Now, 1564, that means going back, go back another 36 years, because it's 36 years from 1700 to 1564. And again, that is a year of the rat. So Galileo more than likely was a rat. I don't have the wherewithal or the desire to go look up to see what day the Lunar New Year was in 1564. And I also, it's not necessarily harder to do. It's just I don't feel like doing it, you know. So, Ishika, you still with us? Okay. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I will stay here. I'll stay here with everybody for a few more minutes. And if there are no other questions, it's, you know, just wasting airtime here at this point. But, and yeah, that's probably, and now I've got 0 viewers. Oh, I got 1. Hey, hello, new viewer. And so, anyway, again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I just went through a whole diatribe of, you know, how the Chinese zodiac, or how to figure out what year the Chinese zodiac was. I went back to 1564. And yeah, at this point, though, yeah, everybody's having technical issues tonight. I don't know exactly what's going on. I do know that at this point, it's probably better to just call this one a wash, and we'll try again next week. So, if you have any questions, absolutely feel free to ask us. We will answer them to the best of our ability. And worst comes to worst, we can always try and look it up as well. So, anyway, with that said, to all the viewers out there, good night. And